Get your adrenaline fix here. Looking for a little adrenaline jolt to your Netflix viewing? We've got you covered. We've curated a list of the best action movies currently available to stream on Netflix, from the more adventure-tinged playful flicks to big-budget superhero movies to straight-up kung fu films. It's the perfect antidote to the same old, and Netflix has a pretty swell and diverse library of action movies to spice up your night. So behold for the best action movies on Netflix. Before I start, I request you to subscribe to Cinematic, like and share this video, and stay tuned with us. Also, follow our page on Instagram @Cinematic3 and on Twitter, The Cinematic3. Welcome to Cinematic. This video is about the top 17 action movies on Netflix. The first one on this list, and my favorite, Inception.
Why are they all looking at me?
Because my subconscious feels that someone else is creating this world. The more you change things, the quicker the projections start to converge on you.
After making one of the most critically acclaimed superhero movies in history, filmmaker Christopher Nolan set out to test whether Hollywood could still bet big on original ideas with his 2010 sci-fi actioner Inception. Next, Extraction. The action is out of control in this one, and Chris Hemsworth gives a solid lead performance, while Hargrave does some very fun stuff with the camera. Gritty and graphic with a unique visual flair, Extraction will definitely get your blood pumping. Next, Total Recall in 1990.
Doug, nobody tried to kill you.
They did, but I killed them.
Listen to me, sweetheart. Those assholes at Recall have fucked up your mind. You're having paranoid delusions.
You call this a delusion?
If you're in the mood for a great throwback 80s-90s sci-fi actioner, you cannot possibly go wrong with Total Recall. It's crazy and weird and funny and thrilling, and Schwarzenegger is perfectly cast. Get your ass to Mars. Next, Free Fire. Set in the 1970s, the film begins with a meetup between IRA members and an arms dealer, but complications ensue, backs are stabbed, and weapons are unloaded. Next, Snowpiercer. Director Bong fills each car with rich and dangerous life, bracing style, and yes, relentless action. In fact, the key fight scene just landed a spot on the best action scenes of the decade. Next, Master Z, ipman Legacy. ipman is also a fantastic character-driven period drama rooted in history and apparent affection for the martial arts genre, and Yen is extraordinary, not just for the athleticism and showmanship of his choreography work, but for his charismatic, commanding performance. Next, The Night Comes for Us. You may think you know all the ways you could inflict violence into the human body in a fight scene, but I assure you, The Night Comes for Us has something to teach you about the art of the splatter fight scene. From director Timothy Janto, this Netflix action pick is packed to the brim with bloody, brutal combat. Next, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
But he's famous.
Hey, I'm talking to you, Scott Pilgrim.
He's famous and he talked to me.
The only thing keeping me and her apart is the 2 minutes it's gonna take to kick your ass.
Can I have your autograph, please?
Edgar Wright's adaptation of Brian Lee O'Malley's outstanding comic didn't find much of an audience upon its release, but over the years it has grown into a cult classic. Next, Olympus Has Fallen. Excessive, ultra-violent, and profane, Olympus Has Fallen is the kind of hard R action movie we don't see much of these days. Boy, I hope you like head stabbing, because Michael Banning is one of those particular set of skills guy, and above all, those skills involve stabbing some mother in the head. Next, Avengement. The film's structure is at first confounding and ultimately pretty satisfying, following Atkins's Kane Burgess, fresh out of prison, to a local pub where he holds the men responsible for his horrifying prison term to task for their bad deeds, jumping from flashback to flashback while he holds them at gunpoint. Next, Triple Frontier. Triple Frontier is basically the man cave of movies, part military drama, part action-packed heist, and all the story of men who have mad bro love for each other. Next, Beyond Skyline. Beyond Skyline is a special kind of WTF. Of all the movies to spawn a franchise, I never would have guessed the much derided 2010 sci-fi pick Skyline could pull it off. much less that the follow-up film would be such a gleeful, globe-trotting, action-packed adventure. Next, Wheelman. With Wheelman, Grillo takes on a different kind of challenge for an action star, a performance told almost entirely in close-up from the confines of a single vehicle. That doesn't leave a lot of room to throw punches or fire heavy artillery. Next, ipman. ipman is also a fantastic character-driven period drama rooted in history and apparent affection for the martial arts genre, and Yen is extraordinary, not just for the athleticism and showmanship of his choreography work, but for his charismatic, commanding performance. Next, Kickboxer Retaliation. Look, Kickboxer Retaliation isn't going to win any awards, but there's a time and place for movies like this. The place is my TV screen and the time is always. In the kickboxer tradition, the plot is paper thin, the training montages are extensive, the kicks are high, and most importantly, the fight scenes are cream of the crop. Next, Haywire. The film stars Gina Carano as a Black Ops operative who is betrayed by her employers and targeted for assassination. On the run, she must gather intel and unravel a conspiracy before it's too late. Come for the entrench, stay for the absolutely brutal fight scene with Michael Fassbender. Next, The Other Guys. The two become embroiled in a case involving corporate maleficence, with McKay blending his passion for politics with an incredibly silly comedy. There are a number of insane gags here that are great, like Pharrell's character's past as a pimp for McKay's own cameo as Dirty Mike of Dirty Mike and the Boys. And again, while not as satisfying as some of McKay's other films, this one certainly isn't bad. Don't forget to show us some action of yours and throw your thumbs and fingers on our like and subscribe button. We surely are gonna throw a fight back next week with best recommendations. Be ready!